Third canto, 5th chapter and 50th shloka, 3-5-50. Tamna suranam asisan vyavayanha kutastha adya purusha puranaha tamadeva shakyam gunakarmayo nau Retastu ajayam kavimadadheyaha. You are the original personal founder of all the demigods and all the orders of different gradations. Yet you are the oldest and are unchanged. O Lord, you have no source of superior. You have impregnated the external energy with the semen of the total living entities, yet you are unborn. So this is prayers going by the Devatas to Lord, and there is so much knowledge in that. Prabhupada explained very simply. Every person will say, who is your father? Or this person is a father. Who is his father? This person is a father. Find a person in this world who has no father. He is God. Easy to explain. Anybody say, who's your father? Is a father. That means he's not God. God has no father. Superficially accept somebody as a father to keep, tradition of the world, to keep us to be able to handle him. Krishna doesn't want to disturb the atheist too much. Krishna, at the same time, Krishna is independent. Narasimhadev came from the pillar, there was no father. He didn't need a father. He is independent of all the laws of the world. But generally, Krishna superficially in this world accepts his great devotee as a father and he works so that the non-devotees can live peacefully. If Krishna keeps coming from pillars like Narasimha, then non-devotees' life will be very difficult. Very difficult for them to live. So Krishna is very kind to them. He live peacefully. And generally in this world he comes accepting the general tradition of this world. But actually, God is the father. So you find somebody, no more father, he is God. Your father, a father. Father is a father, yes. Original father who has no more father, that is God. Another Adi Govinda. It is also mentioned his inconceivable power. There is mention about one Ahalya. Ahalya was the wife of Gautama Rishi. And Indra sometimes gets involved in this. He's a very respected personality, but part of material nature he gets involved. He got involved with his wife. So when Gautama Rishi came to know, he becomes very angry, he cursed both Indra and Ahalya. Now let us focus on Ahalya's curse. He turned her into a stone. And Lord Rama came, just touched his lotus feet, she came back into her. So that is all inconceivable. This is how it is possible. Inconceivable. So Lord is totally independent. We cannot say we are independent, just like sunshine cannot say I am independent of the sun. That is not possible, that's not practical. Right? So we have this tendency, but the Lord is totally independent of any laws of this world. Just like a king coming to the jail doesn't have to follow any rule of the jail. He can do whatever he wants in the jail. He is not under the restrictions. The king, the jailer cannot tell the king. No, rather king orders the jailer. So when Krishna comes to this world, he acts totally independently. Prabhupada jokes. When Krishna lifted the mountain, Prabhupada said, so-called law of gravitation does not act when Krishna acts. Krishna decided to lift the mountain. Your law of gravitation did not act only. So Krishna is totally independent. And where are we? We are thinking we are enjoyers. No. We have been created for the Lord's enjoyment. We are not enjoyers at all independently. We have been created for the Lord's enjoyment. Krishna da Jivish Vishwash Karle Ara Dukhanai. If we accept that I am a servant of Krishna, there is no more any misery. So this under realization has to come in, that there is one independent personality, there is one enjoyer who is independent in his all activities including creation. And I am not part of this world, I am part and parcel of Krishna. My business is to serve Krishna. Instead of satisfying my senses, I try to satisfy senses of Krishna, and that is Krishna consciousness.